Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to our tract. It is for us, the living rather, who dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us, But in larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to our retract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but we can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, who dedicated here to the great task remaining, to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us, rather, to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from this earth.
Matthew 19:14, listen to what Jesus said. Jesus said, let the little children come to me. And do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Let the little children come to me. And do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. To such as these little children belong the kingdom of heaven. To such as these little children belong the kingdom of heaven. Let the little children come to me. And do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Matthew 19:14, listen to what Jesus said.
It was time to leave for the championship game. Our baseball team had a 13-0 record, and I was running for the ultimate win. I locked all the doors and got my homework done early so that we could leave sooner. After what seemed like an eternity, we finally got in the car. My mom put the key into the engine and turned it. The engine coughed and died. Oh great, on the way to the championship game, and the car won't start, I yelled. I slammed my hand down the dashboard. Ow! I said as I examined my hand. Dirty rotten dashboard, stupid old car won't start. I muttered under my breath. Well, Vincent, what are you waiting for? Blizzard in June? Get out and push, Mom ordered. Reluctantly, I got out, slammed the door behind me, and braced myself behind the car. I started pushing as Mom commanded, but it was too late. The officer signaled in time to pull over. No! I groaned and hid my head in my hands. As the officer got out of the car and came over to Ann's window, he was a big, burly, balding guy with a pot belly and a Walsh mustache. Oh, don't you worry, hon. This will be over soon. Then we'll be at the game before you know it, she said as she rolled down the window. Hello, officer, she said, turning on that auntly charm. Nice day, huh? Sorry, officer, no time to chat, because my nephew here has a baseball game to get to. I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's going to be necessary to give you a ticket for going 75 miles in a 55 mile per hour speed zone. But you don't understand, officer, Aunt Diane argued. My nephew just has to get to his game. In fact, he's already late. His mother's car wouldn't start, and he had to push the car 2 miles just to get a ride from me. Oh, come on, lady, the policeman said dubiously. This kid here is going to push his mom's car 2 miles all by himself? I don't think so. I'm afraid you and your nephew are going to have to get out of your car for a moment, ma'am, he said. Just a routine check to make sure you aren't under the influence. Oh, great, I grumbled. I'll be surprised if I ever make it to the game. Even if I do, it'll probably have been over 2 hours ago. Then when my coach calls to find out where the heck I was, I thought I was being frisked by a policeman who has more hair on his lip than his head, and thinks my aunt might be under the influence. 15 minutes later, after being frisked and having Aunt Diane's car thoroughly searched, Mr. Big Boy in Blue himself says, just a minute, lady, let me go right to the top and ticket. The next time I looked back to glare at him, he was there eating a jelly donut, taking his time. Finally, he got out of the car and with a blob of grape jelly smeared all over his face, walked over to my aunt's window. That'll be all, ma'am. You're due at the courthouse June 3rd. Thank you, officer, my aunt managed, in an icy tone. Then we were finally off again. This time, Aunt Diane was going about 15 miles per hour. Heck, I could crawl faster than this, thought disgustedly. After what seemed like an eternity, we finally got to the ballpark. I ran like mad to the dugout, where everyone on the bench was on their knees praying. What's going on, you guys? I asked. Vincent, where have you been? Asked the coach. Never mind, said the coach before I had a chance to answer. Ninth inning, we're ahead 8-7, but they have runner on third and a full count on the batter. Hurry up, go relieve Drew at pitching, said coach. Okay, coach, I said as I ran out onto the field. Vincent, Drew smiled wanly. Thank goodness you're here. Thanks, Drew. Mom's car not starting, getting lost, getting pulled over by the policeman. It all comes down to this pitch, I thought. I'll give him my super duper, nasty, baddest pitch, my split finger fastball. Slowly, I wound up, gripped the ball with 2 fingers in my glove, and delivered. After that, everything went in slow motion. Slowly, the ball floated towards the plate in a majestic flight. I saw the batter's eyes as he braced himself for the ball and swung. Then, boom! The powerful swing, the ball sent in reverse direction from where it came. No! I screamed as the ball kept rising and rising. I can't let it happen this way, I shouted, and ran like my pants were on fire to the outfield. Then I scaled the fence with a mighty leap and jumped to the other side. I saw the ball coming down from the heavens. I drifted backwards, ready for the catch. Then everyone was thinking my teammates would jump on me, and suddenly I tripped over a tree root and flopped down the dusty ground like a lifeless fish. All of a sudden, plop, the ball dropped right in front of my face. So close, yet so far, I whimpered and began to cry. Honey, wake up! My mom was sitting next to me in bed and shaking me like a rag doll. You've been having nightmares, Vincent. You mean the championship baseball game? Getting lost? The car not starting? And it was true? What are you talking about, honey? Mom soothed. It's been on for 3 months. Now come on. You need to get up and get dressed. Okay, Mom, I said. She left me laying there in bed thinking, fuck this cruel. So cruel. The end.